What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Longback's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at Unique Toys Hun-Gurrr. I don't even remember what his third-party name is. He comes with some accessories. He comes with this batch of guns. They come connected. You got silver paint on there and this like metallic gray finish, which is good. This handle comes down so we can hold it this way, which is also just fine. This connection here is not the most solid in the world, but it does work for all intents and purposes. And this supposedly separates, but it's wearing me out. But I did get it. The connections are just, the tolerances are very poor. This goes in there. You see it's already put stress marks on this peg, so be careful. That's really an unfortunate bit of engineering, but they break down into all these guns. I guess so your other characters can have something, which is fine. And then these two swords, which are also okay. There's like a gold metallic finish on them, single cast, and they look good enough. This guy, we're not going to talk too much about this. We'll get to it when we get to combine mode, whenever that happens. But I will tell you that the head is on a very limited ball joint, which already really annoys me. And the head looks a little small. I mean, a little big to me. Waist swivels in there. Ratchets seem pretty weak to the side, and no ratchet for the front and back. So I am extremely concerned. Extremely concerned. But the proportions do look a little better in real life than they have in pictures, at least when he's not with his limbs. So there's that. Alright, so let's get him transformed. Take off this chest piece, and it came apart in pieces. And then we'll talk about that. And then these side guns here, just kind of fill in the torso. And then this as well. And we'll talk about those pieces real quick. So these are just side guns with like a gray metallic finish, single cast. These you can come up with all sorts of configurations to be weapon-ish, I guess. And they're nicely painted with the silver and gold. Silver and gold, and they look good. And the same thing here, and you got ball pegs there, and then ball pegs here, so you can do a fair amount of decorations with them as well. As for this guy, open up the back, flip the head in, close the tail back around. These legs extend. In theory. Oh, okay, so I got one out. They are a pain. Rotate the hips so that they look anatomically correct for the robot, so that's up and then down. And then if you put your finger here and here on these, mini Christmas. So that's that. And then spin the waist around. And then the foot opens up to be the foot of the robot. These panels here come up, and let's get the arms out. All this opens up here. And bring the head up. Not a good way to get it, so just do the best you can. And then this whole piece should slide down. Yes. Close that. Bring the torso back in line. Same on the other side. And bring the arms back up to form the chest. And then work these arms out, spin at the bicep. It's my kids going crazy. Daddy might have to lay down the law here momentarily, but it'll be alright for now. And then spin the hand around and close that. Same on the other side. Hand around, close that, and bring the tail down, and that's your robot. So as you can see, he does hold his accessories. However, this one is barely in. The tolerance is just like, it's way off. I'm not sure if the guns are any better. No. So that's stupid and poorly done. And I've had a problem with this just popping off, this claw here. And get that sword out. He does hold it well there. Let's check the gun. It's just there. So he holds that alright in his right hand. Yeah. Let's talk about him. I can tell you right now I'm disappointed. So the head is on a ball joint that's extremely limited, much like the combiner form head. The paint in there is done sharp. The silver metallic paint looks good. Moving now, we got different pieces of plastic plug in to break up the color. I'm okay with that as opposed to paint. And then you get the waist swivel. That's fine. The shoulders are on ratcheted. They're like ratcheted swivels, and then you get a hinge up at the top. So articulation is not really an issue, but this bit of kibble in here does hit up against the dragon claws, which does prevent it a fair bit. You know, you get to there, and then you can spin it around, but then the kibble is even more in the way. So there's a little range of motion here that you'll just never kind of capture. Bicep swivel works fine. Paint there and paint there looks good. And bicep swivel works fine. Double jointed elbow gets you everything you want due to combining. Wrist swivel and sharp paint on the forearm. Same on the other side. Pelvis. This, I don't know if it's on purpose, but this is like a different color. I guess it's matching this. I don't know. I don't particularly like that, but whatever. They did put little paint flecks down there on the hip. I don't know, like 3 gold pieces, which look good. And then the gold is done well there as well. The universal joint, which really, really, really should have been ratcheted, and it is not. And then you get the swivel as well. Range of motion is perfect. I'm very concerned. Then you get like a double jointed knee, kind of. So you get up to there. And then no thigh swivel, but you get a knee swivel, and on a robot that'll do just fine. Red paint in there looks good. The red paint on the dragon feet look good. The feet are on a ball peg that's on a hinge to get you your tilt and rocker. However, it doesn't really hold up well. He has a hard time standing because the ball peg isn't strong enough. So like he's leaning back up against there now, but really kind of disappointing. The proportions are better in person, but the torso does still seem a bit long. Yeah, I don't know. And then, you know, all of that on the back. I'd be lying if I told you that this was my favorite thing ever. It's not terrible, but it's certainly not ideal either. And I have big concerns of how a lot of this is going to play out. But time will tell. Okay, let's get them transformed. So the feet collapse to get your dragon heads. That's kind of a no-brainer on the unit. You can lift these dragon paws up to kind of free up the chest. These pieces just pop out here. And that piece comes out. And so does this one maybe? I don't know. We'll figure it out. And you open this up and tuck the head back away. Close that. I guess this closes back here. So maybe you don't have to do the back one. This piece extends and kind of keeps that where it's supposed to be. And then this piece comes down. And plugs into the side there. And then you can square the arms away. Same on the other side. Bring the tail up. Then you can bring these pieces up. And they should tab in. Mine are not. Extend the legs out. Mine aren't tabbing in well. There. Nope. It's just gonna have to do for now. And that's it. We'll try to clean them up the best we can here. And yeah, the proportions on this look crazy as a sack full of cats, to be honest with you. These legs look too skinny. It looks long and skinny in general. I don't know. It's not doing it for me. You know, like it doesn't feel hunger-ish enough. But let's talk about it. So you get the same kind of universal joint here for the base neck, and then you get the double jointed there, so that works well. You get the hinged ball joint at the top, so that's okay, and then the jaw opens, you know, to an extreme angle, which is really nice. Shoulders, you get the same universal, or the swivel, the ratcheted swivel, with the hinge at the top, and then the bicep swivel, like it all works the same. And then down here for the, but this still hinders a little bit, but not as much. Well, it's as much, but it doesn't bother you as much because you won't have the dragon going, you know, really any further than that, you know. So that's okay. On the back, you get a hinge here because it won't tab in properly, but you really should only get this hinge here. And then you get the double jointed knee, so to speak, and then the ankle tilt, no rocker. So that sucks. And then the tail, you get a hinge here, and a hinge here, and a hinge here, and a hinge here. So, yeah. I don't know. It's a very skinny looking kind of beast. It's not hateful, but it certainly leaves a bit to be desired. I kind of feel like the G1 dragon is better, which I don't really feel like it should be. But it's okay. It's like, it's passable. So there he is with the rest of his team, looking pretty good. And there he is with a Warbotron Technobot, just to give you an idea. Final thoughts wise, this guy's plagued with issues, mainly in articulation, kibble, and tolerance. As you can see, I finally did get the sword in his hand, but it was with considerable effort, and I'm pretty sure it did some damage to the weapon itself, so be mindful of that left hand. I cannot believe that they put unratcheted joints in those hips. I cannot believe it. And like, if you get him to a certain pose, it doesn't take much effort to push and collapse the whole bit of business. And then, oh, and then that's another thing. So look, boom, done. Pick him up. It doesn't take much to now this will be locked in combine mode, but in robot mode, it's obnoxious. And And then the ball pegged feet don't help. I'm trying not to be irritated because there are some good things about this guy, but you know, it's hard to get him in a cool position because of the way that the shoulders are designed versus this backpack. I should mention that these also swivel at the hinges. I don't think I did that, but yeah. So like, you know, you get to here when he's standing straight up, but you get it to the back, you can only go that far. So it's just poorly thought out. It feels like the B team did this. You know what I mean? Like, is this my whole breakfast?
I think so.
1.5 sausage links?
I didn't cook it.
Who did?
Almost ready, Daddy. I'm ready, Daddy.
It just doesn't feel professional. It doesn't. Since Blot, I feel like this whole line has kind of been on a downward slope, and this guy is no exception. There's another articulation thing here. So like, when you know, like that's as far up as you get. You know, it's kind of a bummer. Oh, well, there you go. You know what I mean? He's not like a full-on Floptopus. Like he's not like Combiner Wars Minosaur, but he's certainly less than favorable. What makes it frustrating is that the silhouette and the look of the bot really does pay off. But aside from standing still, he doesn't do much else effectively. The moment you start to pose him, the moment you start to articulate him, he starts to fail within seconds. It's just if they would have taken a few extra steps, this thing could have been great. If the joints would have been properly placed with the proper tools, if the kibble would have been properly put in a good position to allow for articulation, and if the tolerances would have been right across the board, this thing could have been really well done. But it's not. It's poor decision making in joints, it's poor decision making in tolerances, it's poor decision making in kibble placement and cleanup. It's less than efficient in its tolerances. So if you're in for the whole set, you know, you got to get him, but I got a bad feeling about this. A bad feeling, because it's been on a decline since Blot, and Blot is fantastic. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's the cost I have to pay sometimes. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.